Welcome to American English Vocabulary Podcast, the podcast that helps you build the words you need to speak, write, and succeed in English. Every episode, we explore the rich and fascinating world of American English, one word at a time. Whether you're just beginning your English journey or you've been studying for years, this podcast is your guide to the vocabulary that real Americans use every day, at work, at school, at the store, and at home. Words are the building blocks of communication. When you know the right word, you feel confident. You understand more. You express yourself clearly. And that confidence opens doors to better jobs, stronger friendships, and a fuller life in an English-speaking world. In each episode, we'll look at new vocabulary and context. You'll hear how words are used in real sentences. You'll learn their meanings, their pronunciation, and the situations where you'll need them most. We'll explore idioms, phrasal verbs, formal and informal language, all the vocabulary that makes American English come alive. So whether you're listening on your commute, during your lunch break, or at home after a long day, this podcast is here for you. All you need is your ears, your curiosity, and a desire to grow. This is American English Vocabulary Podcast. Learn a word. Change your world.
Context clues. Learning words and sentences. One of the most valuable vocabulary skills is the ability to infer the meaning of an unknown word from the surrounding text. Context clues are hints in the sentence or paragraph that point toward a word's meaning, allowing readers and listeners to keep moving forward without interruption. Play button. Key vocabulary terms. Context clue. Information in a sentence or paragraph that helps a reader infer the meaning of an unfamiliar word. Example. By using context clues in the paragraph, the student figured out that arid meant extremely dry without needing a dictionary. Infer. To reach a conclusion about something based on evidence and reasoning rather than explicit statement. Example. Skilled readers infer word meanings by examining how the word is used and what other words surround it. Definition clue. A type of context clue in which the author directly defines the unfamiliar word in the same sentence or nearby text. Example. The article provided a definition clue. The protagonist, or main character of the story, faces many challenges. Synonym clue. A context clue that provides a word with a similar meaning near the unfamiliar word. Example. The speaker used a synonym clue when she said, "The results were ambiguous, unclear even to the experts who analyzed them." Antonym clue. A context clue that presents a word with an opposite meaning, allowing the reader to define the unknown word by contrast. Example. Understanding that, unlike his shy brother, Marco was gregarious provided an antonym clue that helped readers understand the word gregarious. Play button article. Every time you read or listen to English, You have an opportunity to expand your vocabulary without opening a dictionary. Context clues, the words, phrases, and ideas surrounding an unfamiliar term, are embedded in virtually every paragraph of well-written text. Researchers have identified several main types of context clues. Definition clues are the most direct. The author simply explains the word's meaning. Phrases such as "that is," which means, also known as, and in other words often signal a definition clue. Synonym clues offer a familiar word with a similar meaning nearby. Antonym clues present an opposite, often signaled by words like but, however, unlike, and on the contrary. Example clues provide concrete instances of the unknown word, and general context clues ask readers to examine the overall meaning of the passage to draw reasonable conclusions. Practicing context clue strategies makes you a more independent reader. Instead of stopping at every unfamiliar word, you learn to keep reading, gather more context, and then make an educated guess. After finishing a paragraph, you can verify your guess with a dictionary if necessary. American academic writing is especially rich in context clues because textbooks and articles are written to teach. Authors know their readers may not know technical vocabulary, so they embed explanations generously. Developing the habit of looking for these embedded clues dramatically accelerates vocabulary growth. Context clues also improve listening comprehension. When you hear an unfamiliar word in a lecture, podcast, or conversation, the words that follow often clarify meaning. Practiced listeners learn to absorb initial confusion and wait for the context to fill in meaning, a skill that mirrors what fluent speakers do automatically. Play button dialogue in context. David. I was reading my history textbook and I found the word totalitarian. I had no idea what it meant. Instructor. Let's figure it out from context. What was the sentence? David. It said, the totalitarian government controlled all aspects of citizens' lives, leaving no room for personal freedom or independent thought. Instructor. Excellent. What type of context clue do you see there? David. Maybe a definition clue? It seems like the rest of the sentence is explaining what totalitarian means. Instructor. Exactly right. The phrase controlled all aspects of citizens' lives is defining the word totalitarian right there in the sentence. What do you think it means? David. A government that controls everything and allows no freedom? Instructor. Perfect. You just defined a word accurately without a dictionary. That is the power of context clues. Play button learning tips. 1. When you encounter an unfamiliar word, read the entire sentence, and sometimes the next sentence, before guessing meaning. 2. Look for signal words near the unfamiliar word, or, that is, in other words, unlike, such as, and for example often introduce clues. 3. After guessing a word's meaning from context, verify your guess with a dictionary to build accuracy over time. 4. Practice context clues with newspaper editorials. Journalists write for general audiences and frequently define technical terms within sentences. 5. Challenge yourself. Cover a word in a sentence and see if you can guess it from context alone. This strengthens your inferencing skills rapidly.
And that's our episode for today. Thank you for spending this time with American English Vocabulary Podcast. You've just taken one more step forward in your English journey, and every step matters. Learning a new language takes time, patience, and practice. But here you are doing the work. That's something to be proud of. Before you go, here are 3 simple ways to make today's vocabulary your own. First, say the new words out loud. Repeat them. Hear your own voice using them. Second, write them down. Use them in a sentence that's meaningful to you. Third, look for them. Listen for today's words in conversations, in shows, in the world around you. When you spot them, you'll know you're making progress. Learning vocabulary isn't just about memorizing definitions. It's about making words a part of who you are. The more you use them, the more natural they become. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. And if you have words or topics you'd like us to cover, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep growing. This is American English Vocabulary Podcast, one word at a time.